I accidentally made like the best thumbnail maker for YouTube, and it's open source as well. It's like a in-between of whatever you have in Canva and Photoshop. It's completely open source and bring your own keys, so you have to set up your Gemini API keys and YouTube Analytics key as well. I've been building this on stream over the past 3 weeks, and I think that it has gotten to a point that it's quite stable, and the base foundation is kind of there to make the thumbnails, and I've been using it to make my thumbnails for all the past videos so far, including this one. It's all made within the same app, and I've been using it so much. I've just been adding features here and there. It's never ending. So I'm gonna do this video as a sort of like a checkpoint as to where we have come now. If you're interested to see where we started this at in the first stream, you can go check out my replay on YouTube as the first stream. That's when we started, and that first version was actually made over a weekend last year. And I started from that version. For the past 3 weeks, I've been working on it here and there as well. And this is where we are right now with the thumbnail maker. So the thumbnail maker is called Backstage. And you can literally see all of my past thumbnails here. It's literally all of it. I've been doing A/B testing on all the thumbnails as well. I thought that making thumbnails was very difficult with, I used to use Canva for my vlogs channel. So my vlogs channel, I used to use Canva. The reason I needed to extract like the subject from like the background to do this text behind subject kind of effect here, which was only possible if you have a background removal tool. And that was like the motivation behind this app initially. So to do this, it's a lot of steps as well to do it in Canva. And it's not free as well. The background removal tool is a paid feature locked behind the pro paywall that you have to pay every month. And I wasn't using it enough to fully utilize the Canva subscription. So I decided to cancel it and started making my own version, which is a desktop app, and you bring your own key, and the background removal itself is actually local. So it doesn't use you don't even need internet connection for it. And it's the best part of it is free. And I used to have Photoshop as well, but the problem with Photoshop is it's too advanced. For the work I'm doing here, I feel like it's too much to use Photoshop for it, because for what I'm doing here is just and it's not exactly everything as well. Like the background removal, Photoshop doesn't have it, if I'm correct about it, unless the newer versions of Photoshop has the background removal feature. But I've built all of the very useful tools to make thumbnail making on YouTube as simple as possible. So some of the things that's inside here is the background removal, which is under the AI here, and you can select different options, whether you want it to be quality or you want the speed for it. And you can even put in your API key for Gemini as well. This is currently only integrated into Gemini and the Nano Banana models. So there's this pre-processing feature where you can pre-process the image for background removal. The reason to do that is some of the background removals by the local model itself is not clean. If you look at something like that, it's not a very clean cut to it. So what's good about Gemini is it can add a plain background. So for reference, my raw images are actually this ones. So the scene itself is very complicated. And what I did was add a feature to Gemini by pushing these images to Gemini first to pre-process the images and adding a plain background to it. Then I'll pass it to the local model. By the way, this model for background removal is fully local and it's downloaded only once. And you don't even need Wi-Fi for that. You don't even need internet connection. So this is built into the app itself. You don't even need a Gemini key for the background removal, the local model version to work. But you do need a Gemini API key for the pre-processing to work. So when we pass the raw image to Gemini, it will add a background. You can select whatever background you want actually. I normally go for black here, and you can enable the auto remove background, which means that once it does the pre-processing, it will just immediately remove the background using the local model. So it makes it, I've tried it with and without, and I realized that the cut is way cleaner. And this is the results you will get. And then you can add like custom prompts to it as well. But I've not added it to the background removal prompt itself. So if you look at my examples here, there's like a chair in like the image here. So for this, It's not a clean cut, but you can actually add a color background. This is like a standalone tool to add a color background, but it doesn't do the color removal. So I might add the prompt into the background removal tool as well. So this one will just purely add a black background, and you can just say that exclude the chair, and it should by right remove it and add a plain black background to it. So you can see that it completely removed the background of the chair as well. So this is so useful because this is literally okay, this one because I did add a color background, so I can just do a remove background again. And because I enabled the pre-processing, so it'll do another round of pre-processing, which is I'm not sure what to do with the workflow here, but definitely there's still some improvements here and there. And like I said, this is never ending, man. Like, the more things I add here is like, this is never ending. I keep adding more and more ideas. This one is very useful. You can add like a lot of the thumbnails uses like logos from other companies, especially when we do like tech videos and stuff. It's useful to like add logos of like different companies and apps. So you can even have dark and light versions if they support it. So this one comes from svgl.app. And if we were to insert it in, it will be an SVG. Oh, I'm not sure why is it like that. That's weird. Okay. But definitely it works. I don't know why the cut is like so weird now. Holy shit. That's not supposed to happen. That's so weird, man. But you can see from the editor itself, it's very Canva-like, but it's like in the in-between of like a professional tool and an easy-to-use tool with like all these features. It's not a full-fledged Photoshop, but it's kind of like a Canva. But it's not exactly Canva either. So there's a lot of like basic tools like the rulers and stuff. You can enable the grid as well. And the alignment, you can align everything nicely. It took so much effort to do this as well. You can watch all my stream replays. I've been building this step by step. You can have like set the opacity. You can mirror it as well. There's so many functions to this. This is like a full-fledged thumbnail maker that's fully built in, and you don't even have to pay a subscription for it, because what you need is only to bring your own API keys. And if you don't need the AI features for it, this is basically, it's open source as well. You can literally just download it for free. And I added some AI features as well, where you can upscale the photo as well, but I haven't exactly tested this. I'm not sure how this will look like though. I'm not sure how this one will look like. But it's using like a local model it will download the model and inference the model and upscale it locally. It does seem like it's upscale, but I haven't exactly tested this one out yet. Okay, there's an issue with the snapping as well, which is not very easy to fix, because the one I'm using here is called Converse. I think it's called Converse or something, and it's not exactly easy to fix either. I'm not sure if there's any... Yeah, it's definitely upscaled, man. If we actually look at it, wait, I think it's because of the... Yeah. But if you actually compare the features, it's definitely upscaled. But whether the upscaling is good or not, I think it does depend on the original image as well. But there's just so many useful features here, like even the icon picker. And yeah, there's just literally so many icons. From loose side and huge icons, there's even fluent emojis as well. These are animated, but the exporting of like animated GIFs doesn't exactly work yet. So if you export here, there's GIFs, but it doesn't work yet. So I'm still trying to fix this. And you can even add text as well. So this is how I did the text behind. This is how I can replicate this design here, where I actually extract the foreground, the subject, and then I add the text behind. But because my new channel here doesn't require that, it's more of a tech channel, and I just overlay my face in front of. The main thing that I use here is the logos feature, which I use here, and the background removal. That's about it. But it's definitely useful for my vlog channel, which there will be more videos soon. And there's even tools like adding shapes with like if you add a diamond, you can customize how many sides there is as well. Which I saw this from Affinity, which was pretty cool, and I thought this would be cool to add it in as well. And you can even eyedrop the colors as well. So if I want to eyedrop a color from like the shirt here, so the background is literally that color. Oh my god, the image got like more and more fucked. And you can even go back in history as well. This is like a lot of effort went into getting all of this very nitty and gritty details to work. And if your project does crash, it will there is a way to like restore to like the previous version before you crash it, but I haven't exactly tested it yet as well. So that's all in. And with like AI and stuff, let me go to another project that's maybe a better representation of this. Let me discard that. Let me try this one out. So if I can do a quick edit with AI here using Gemini, or I can go to the full-fledged editor here and select whatever I want to input in, which layers I want it to be inside, and what character set I want to use. So the character set one, you can make a folder here. So even like the homepage itself, there's so much thought that come into this. Everything is virtualized. So even if you have a million thumbnails, it won't even lag. So if you click on any empty area, or you just click and hold like you would on, that didn't work. On like the thumbnail, you get this like iOS like jiggly effect. And you can like you can select multiple thumbnails at once and do like a bulk removal of the background, or adding a color background, or move to a folder as well. So this is how you make a folder. And if you want to make a character set, you just mark it as a character set like that here by right clicking on it. And you can archive things as well. And this is an archive page. If you want to look at your trash, everything will be here and it will be wiped in 30 days. And even like this tab bar here, this took so much time to implement, man. Getting this to work in Rust, this is fully built in Rust. This was so much effort to get this going. It's been 3 weeks of development and it's just here and there. And I'm proud of where we have come now. So you can literally do quick edits with AI here. And there's a lot more features that I didn't cover, like the discovery page where you can take any existing thumbnail. Let's say I'm gonna take this thumbnail here and remix it. And I'm gonna put my character set in, which is all of the images that I have on myself. And all remove the background. And I'm gonna replace Mr. Beast here with me. Replace the man in red with me. And hopefully this will work. It even shows you like the estimated cost as well. So you can generate multiple at once as well. And you can change the model of it to, this one has to be fixed, man. It's either Nano Banana 1 or 2 or Pro. Holy shit, that looks completely different. And oh my god, that totally didn't work. I think it's something to do with the system prompt or something. That didn't preserve the image at all. But it's definitely something to do with the model itself as well. Maybe if you try Nano Banana Pro, I'm not sure if that will be better. But that's definitely a more expensive model. The other time I tried, it was working fine. But with AI generated results, it's hard. But you can actually use like existing thumbnails out there and use it as a reference to make your own thumbnails as well, which is a pretty good feature. It's somewhat integrated into YouTube. Damn! Holy shit! Okay, I can save it here. Okay, that was pretty nice though. And you can even like thumbnails. Let's say you have like that one that you might use like very frequently. You can just like it and it will just be added to your save collection here. I thought I added like a folder thing as well, like the one in the homepage to manage your save collection of like other people's thumbnails. I thought that was there. And you can even see like the stats of like the videos as well, how well it performs. And it even has integration to your channel. But this is that totally fucked. I don't know what happened there. But you can see your own YouTube channel here by right. That's completely fucked, man. But that's still experimental. So if you want to try out the experimental features, you can enable it here. And that's the channel page and the AI sessions page where you can access your past sessions with like the AI chats and retrieve your past things. But I don't think this is working properly as well. And the experimental stuff is the semantic search embeddings, which will use Gemini to embed all of your thumbnails, which I'm not sure if this will work or not. It doesn't work. Let me turn it off. And it keeps going. Clear. Okay, that didn't work, man. There are other models for the background removal as well, but that's locked behind the open source version. So only if you use the open source version, then you will get the other models, which is part of Bria AI, which is this one here. There's a 1.4 version and there's a 2.0 version as well. Both are built in, but the 2.0 version requires you to have a Hugging Face token because it's a gated model behind authentication. So you have to be off to download the model. And this is the production version. So it doesn't have those because the model is locked behind a non-commercial license. So I can't add it in. but it's in the open source repo as well. So if you're interested, I'll drop all of the links below and you can look at the code as well. There's already 164 commits and definitely there's a lot of potential this can go. I thought that it would be cool to have like AC connecting to ACP as well. So this one is experimental, but you can connect it to ACP to chat with AI on like, and I'm not sure where it's integrated actually. I think it's here. I'm not sure if this will work. Of course, it's experimental. So I've not tested all the experimental features, but it's all there. And there is like a integration with like the Google OAuth as well, where you can log in your YouTube account and it will show all your thumbnails. And you can directly upload your existing thumbnails into the video itself, which is pretty cool. And you can use, by right, you can use the AI for like analysis on like your past sets and stuff with like the YouTube Analytics API, which you need to enable. But all of those are still experimental as well. So there's a lot of work that's going into this. And definitely this is, it's a lot of potential, man. You can even change the view modes as well. If you prefer it to see more at once. And the search here, you can even search, it will remember like what your previous searches are. So you can click on the previous one and it will just return to that. But you can disable this in the privacy settings as well as the analytics and stuff. These are all like post hoc and axiom analytics so that I can understand what's going on with like the bugs and stuff so that it's easier to like troubleshoot and see the usage of this. You can even feedback to me as well but through this user jot widget. And definitely all the bugs, you can submit it to GitHub issues as well. So if you have any feature requests, you can make a PR, you can make an issue, or you can just submit directly. This will be more for normal users, but for developers, you can actually help us build this to something really great. And I will definitely be building this more on stream as well, but I really want to wrap up this already. I think there's a bunch of other things that I didn't show here as well, like the brush tool where you can just draw, eraser tool. These are just pretty standard. You can even crop as well. This is one of the more recent features. And a smart crop. This one I think is for more the images that have like a transparent background. And you can add other images in as well. Let's do this. That's pretty cool. So what you can do is add images by dragging it in. So if I have an asset here, let's say it's this image here, I can just drag it in here like that. And then it will be imported in the workspace here itself. So I can organize it by adding it to the assets as well. And then that's basically it. I literally just drag and drop everything. It's so much effort went into like the user experience of this. I'm so proud of where we are right now. You can even save the current layer as image as well. So this one will become a new image and it's literally here. So there's this carousel feature, but it's experimental as well. This will be something like a easy way to like generate Instagram carousels like that. But I haven't exactly figured out what is the exact workflow for that. So this is still rather experimental. And definitely this has a lot of potential. But right now it's still very YouTube focused. And maybe you can expand to like Instagram and TikTok slideshows as well. I think that would be useful, like a hub for creators, which is what this app is all about. It's basically like an open source desktop app that you only pay once and you have like a whole suite of tools to like do things for. It's all tools for creators basically. So if you go into so if you go into the select mode, you can actually drag like multiple thumbnails as well. This is another like UX thing. I thought this would be very useful and it just feels very native for this to actually work. Rather than like having to manually click, it feels way more native than like having to manually click. There's just a lot of things went into getting the UX to work, man. And also, I have extracted whatever the good things that I've done on the Backstage app into a boilerplate as well, but this is currently still rather experimental. So if you want to build a desktop app that's similar to this, I've extracted the hard parts like setting up the axiom, the polar, lifetime payments, and post hoc. Everything, a lot of the hard parts of like auto updates as well, everything is already abstracted into this boilerplate here that you can use. It's called Torii, which is like this thing is called a Torii gate in Japanese. But then the framework itself for like building the desktop app is called Torii, which is like a nameplate of it. So which is why I call it Torii. and I'll leave this in the link as well. So this is still like kind of experimental, but I've been working on it and trying to get this to work. So definitely this will be very useful as well. And I will use this boilerplate as well to build my future desktop apps that I'll be building on stream as well. You can even extract like video frames as well. So for example, the vlogs here are all frames extracted from the video, and just Photoshop and Canva didn't have this feature. I had to manually export the individual frames for this to work from CapCut. And I've integrated that in as well. If you upload like a video from here, and I'll choose the video that I just recorded for the intro, this video literally, I can literally choose the frame I want to extract the frame from, and I'll just say add frame, and I can choose a few more like this one, and I'll just import it. That's it. And this is how I did my thumbnail set, by the way. I literally recorded a video of like, I did this on stream as well. I think it was like my, I don't know, my 4th or 5th stream. You can check the replay as well. I did this in one video, and I extracted the frames of all these from just one video. This is how I did it. And you can do the thing like what I did here by removing the background like that, and we can add the text behind it. This is literally it. The cut is so clean, man. You can see like even the hair, the cut is so clean. So if I were to expand this, I can even like do this, center on canvas, or if this is not full size, I can just fit on canvas, or I can stretch it to canvas. I forgot what was the difference already. But Figma and Canva and Photoshop, I think all of them has this feature as well. So if I were to add like a text here, and if I were to expand it, let's add a name here, and I can reduce the letter spacing as well. That's not enough actually. You can even add backgrounds as well. So if we were to do this, this will look like a TikTok background if we were to round the corner radius. Okay, yeah. If we want to round the corner radius, but I think that's not enough though. The padding as well. And if you were to put this, okay, let me center align it. All right. And maybe bold it. So this is all the system fonts, by the way. And I can choose something like Hero. That seems weird. I don't think the fonts are like working properly, man. Let me see enter again. I have no idea, man. It looks right. It looks right. But like the Arial one didn't look right though. Yeah, it looks like just pretty much Arial. I think there's an issue with the fonts here. Let me try something else. Let me try Sook. Yeah, I don't think it's working, man. Wait, it looks like it is. Maybe some fonts that's broken. This one looks fine. I'm pretty sure this font looks like this. But at the same time, I think it looks like Arial, man. I'm not sure. I think the font is a bit broken. The text box is still a bit broken. But what I can do is put it behind like that. And what I have to do is move this behind. And I'll put this here. And then that's basically it. So if I were to remove this background, and maybe I can add a shadow as well, like an offset. And maybe I have to make it even bigger. Yeah. Okay. The text is still kind of fucked. I'm not gonna lie. Wait. The text feels a bit fucked. But this is like the gist of it. It makes like, I literally made that in like a few seconds at the fastest. It just needs to remove the background and add the text in. That's how easy it is to make thumbnails using this app. It's so good, man. And we built this landing page on stream as well. And 2 of the Claude Design websites that I tried to build it with Claude Design. And this is what we have so far, but I'm quite satisfied with what we have. This is ported from Claude Design using the handoff to Claude Code. And then I eventually ported it to Tailwind and React, because for some reason the handoff to Claude Code uses a HTML, because the original one was HTML. So, and that's basically it. So I will still be working on this here and there in the future on stream, but I will be starting on a new project to this week onwards called Reel. And if you're interested to find out what's that all about, I'll explain that in the coming videos as well. And a lot of the content will be focused on that from now on, while I wrapped up whatever we have done here and try to do some sort of a closure for what we have done in Backstage here. This was kind of, the bulk of it was actually kind of built in the first week itself of the stream. And in the second week, we built Update Night, and I will do a separate video on that as well as to how that went down. That was supposed to be built in 5 days, but I had no choice, but I had to reset my PC because everything was lagging very badly before this. So I'll do another update video on that as well. So if you're interested, I'll drop all the links in the description.